What if the invisible forces draining your soul aren't random? What if the exhaustion you feel, the heaviness that lingers despite rest, isn't just stress, but a measurable energetic phenomenon silently feeding on your life force? Picture this. You wake up already carrying an unshakable weight. A single notification on your phone sparks irritation. You overhear a heated argument, and suddenly your chest tightens. Why does this happen? Why do these moments steal your clarity, your joy, your power? Here's a truth science is only beginning to unravel. Your energy is being hijacked by pendulums, self-sustaining energetic structures that thrive on your attention, your emotions, your reactions. These aren't metaphors. They're real, rooted in the physics of vibration and the psychology of collective consciousness. And the most shocking part? They're shaping your reality, unless you learn to break free. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because this isn't just a video, it's a revolution in awareness. You're about to discover the quantum science behind these invisible energy traps, validated by pioneers like Tesla and modern physicists. How to spot pendulums in your daily life before they drain you dry. Practical tools to disconnect, reclaim your energy, and consciously craft a reality aligned with your deepest desires. And a secret twist: how to create your own pendulums to amplify your purpose and transform your life. By the end, you'll hold the power to rewrite your energetic destiny, but only if you're ready to see the unseen. Are you? Let's begin. How can one decode pendulums, those hidden energy vampires? Vadim Zeland, the visionary behind Reality Transurfing, calls them pendulums. Not physical objects, but energetic thought forms. Oscillating patterns of collective consciousness that act like waves in an infinite energetic ocean. These pendulums aren't just ideas floating in the ether. They're self-sustaining structures, born from the emotions, beliefs, and reactions of billions. Think of a viral online controversy. Thousands of people arguing, posting, reacting, spiraling into chaos. Ever feel that magnetic pull to jump in? That's not just curiosity. That's a pendulum, feeding on your emotional energy, growing stronger with every comment, every like, every moment of outrage. Here's the chilling truth. Pendulums don't care about right or wrong. They only care about motion. Your emotional investment keeps them alive. And they're everywhere, in arguments, in social media, in the collective fears and obsessions that dominate our world. But what if you could see them coming? What if you could choose to step out of their grip? Hold that thought, because the science behind this will blow your mind. Let's ground this in hard science. Nikola Tesla, the father of modern electricity, declared, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." He wasn't waxing poetic. He was describing reality. Quantum physics confirms this. Experiments on quantum entanglement reveal that particles separated by vast distances can instantaneously influence each other, connected by an invisible field. Now, consider your thoughts and emotions as vibrations in a similar field. When you react to a pendulum, say, by getting angry at a news headline, your energy entangles with it, amplifying its power. This isn't speculation. It's published science from peer-reviewed journals like Physical Review Letters. Carl Jung took this further with his concept of the collective unconscious, a shared psychic field where archetypes, symbols, and emotions intertwine. Pendulums live here, in this invisible web of human consciousness. Some are neutral, like cultural trends. Others are parasitic, thriving on conflict, fear, or division. But here's the game changer. You're not a passive victim. Your mind is a tuning fork, capable of choosing which frequencies to amplify or ignore. How do you do it? That's coming up, and it's simpler than you think. Before you can break free, you need to see pendulums in action. Let's try a quick exercise right now. For the next 24 hours, notice what triggers you emotionally. It could be a heated conversation, a social media post, or even a fleeting thought that spirals into worry. Ask yourself, does this feel like it's pulling me in? Am I reacting automatically or choosing my response? Could this be feeding something outside of me? Write down what you notice. This simple act of observation begins to loosen the pendulum's grip. Why? Because awareness is the first step to freedom. Pendulums thrive on autopilot reactions. The moment you pause and observe, you reclaim your power. But observation alone isn't enough. The next step is where you take control. Zeland's radical insight is this: the less you resist, the weaker the pendulum becomes. This sounds counterintuitive because we're conditioned to fight back, to argue, to prove our point, to win. But that's the trap. Pendulums don't care if you're for or against them. They only care that you're emotionally entangled. Here's how it works. Outraged by a politician's decision, you're feeding the pendulum. Debating endlessly online, feeding it. Replaying a hurtful comment in your head, still feeding it. The secret to freedom is detachment through observation. When you feel the emotional tug, try this 3-step process. 1. Pause. Take a deep breath and notice the pull without judging it. 2. Name it. Say to yourself, "This is a pendulum. It's not mine." 3. Pivot. Shift your focus to something neutral or uplifting. A walk in nature, a favorite song, a moment of gratitude. This isn't suppression, it's strategy. By refusing to feed the pendulum, you starve it. And here's the craziest part. What happens when you master this skill? Your entire reality shifts. Imagine a life where you're no longer at the mercy of external chaos. You walk into a tense situation, but instead of absorbing the negativity, you remain calm, centered, radiant. You scroll past a toxic debate, and instead of reacting, you feel a quiet strength. You feel the pull of a pendulum, and you choose to let it pass. This is energy mastery. It's not about being emotionless, it's about being intentional. When you stop feeding toxic pendulums, your energy becomes yours again. You feel lighter, clearer, more alive. Science backs this up. Studies in neuroscience, like those published in Nature, show that mindfulness practices reduce activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, while boosting the prefrontal cortex, which governs clarity and decision-making. By detaching from pendulums, you rewire your brain for peace and power. But here's the question that will keep you glued. What if you could go beyond avoiding pendulums and start creating your own? Not all pendulums are toxic. Some are forces of creation, movements of truth, beauty, healing, or purpose. Think of a community uniting to protect the environment, or a wave of inspiration spreading through art or innovation. These are constructive pendulums, and you can align with them, or even create your own. Zeland calls this Reality Transurfing, the art of consciously choosing the energetic waves you ride. By focusing your intention on what uplifts you, gratitude, creativity, love, you build a new pendulum, one that amplifies your values, one that fuels your dreams. Here's a practical tool to start. Each morning, spend 5 minutes visualizing your ideal reality. See yourself thriving, surrounded by people and opportunities that align with your purpose. Feel the emotions of that reality: joy, freedom, confidence. This isn't daydreaming, it's energetic programming. Studies in psychology, like those by Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, show that positive emotions broaden your perception and attract new possibilities. By feeding constructive pendulums, you create a feedback loop of abundance. Synchronicities align. Opportunities appear. Your life becomes a reflection of your intention. But how do you make this a habit? That's coming up in the final part, and it's easier than you think. You now hold the knowledge to see pendulums, starve the toxic ones, and create your own. But knowledge alone isn't power. Action is. Here's a 4-step daily practice to master your energy and transform your reality. 1. Morning intention. Start your day with 5 minutes of visualization. Focus on what you want to amplify: peace, creativity, connection. 2. Trigger awareness. Throughout the day, notice emotional triggers. Use the pause, name, pivot method to detach from toxic pendulums. 3. Energy audit. Each evening, reflect. Where did I give my energy today? What fed me back? Adjust tomorrow's choices accordingly. 4. Feed the good. Invest time in thoughts, people, and activities that align with your highest self. Join communities of growth, create art, or simply express gratitude. This practice isn't just personal, it's global. When enough people stop feeding toxic pendulums, entire systems of negativity collapse. When enough people create constructive pendulums, new realities emerge. You're not just changing your life, you're changing the world. If you've made it this far, you're not just curious, you're a pioneer. You're ready to live with intention, to surf the waves of energy with mastery, to create a reality that reflects your soul's deepest calling. Subscribe now, because this is only the beginning. In the next video, I'll reveal how to use advanced transurfing techniques to bend probability itself, unlocking lifelines where your wildest dreams become reality. It's not magic. It's not even hard. It's the science of consciousness, and it's yours to claim. One final question. What pendulum will you create today? Share your vision in the comments, and let's build a wave of transformation together. See you in the next video.